Alec Lasley joining from the Hoosier.com. Basketball recruiting continues, although it has slowed down a lot now. But some visits have been set. I noticed in the Hoosier.com, Alec, Joey Hart, Sam Orm have scheduled their official visits, both the Grand Park AAU teammates coming on the 4th of August.
Yep, August is now, obviously we're a couple days away, but July, the month, no visits were allowed, so you're going to see a lot of visits now pick back up here in August, and you already see that in the first few days with both of those guys, 2023 class, and then you also have from Midwest Basketball Club AAU program, Reed Shepherd, and then Gabe Cupps as well. So 4 2023s in the first 4 days for Indiana, and they're kind of pursuing again that 2023 class that they've already had close to 10 guys on campus for in about 5 weeks. So they're putting a real big emphasis on that class. Obviously, after landing Caleb Banks last Friday, they kind of know what they have with their 2022 class. There's probably 2 more guys maybe that will be included with Jalen Hood-Schifino, Brice Sensabaugh is kind of those top 2. Then you have Noah Clowney, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot going on for that 2022 class anymore. So they're putting a lot of that emphasis on getting 2023s on campus, starting that recruitment early, and then being able to build that relationship with those guys moving forward.
How many guys from 2022 are expected to need to be replaced?
I would say at least 4. So right now they're 2 over the scholarship limit with CJ Gunn and then Caleb Banks. A lot of people are, kind of worried about that. That's not going to be an issue at all because, like we said, in a normal non-COVID year last year, a lot of these guys would be seniors this year with no extra year of eligibility. And I don't think you're going to see more than maybe 1 or 2 of these guys take that other extra year. Maybe look more at some of the transfers that came in. But a guy like Rob Finney, a guy like Race Thompson, who's already redshirted a year. So that would be 6 years for him in college. I just don't know if that's really what he wants to do moving forward. And then obviously Trace Jackson Davis is not expected to stay for his senior year. So you have a lot of bodies to replace. And that's the positive about having already 2 guys committed going into the fall and still being able to take advantage of the transfer portal, which I would expect Indiana to do come the spring.
And then on the 23 side, like you said, a ton of names people are going to have to remember, but Cupps and Reed Shepherd, Gabe Cupps and Reed Shepherd, 2 of the names that we've heard a lot of lately. Also schedule a visit to come to Bloomington in early August as well. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I think a lot of people are looking at Reed Shepherd is more of a Kentucky lock at this point with both of his parents going there, his dad playing for Kentucky as well. Growing up in Kentucky, there's not much more that you would want to do than play for John Calipari and Kentucky at this point. But I think that's just a little bit more open than people may be thinking at the moment. It's still going to be tough to get him away, obviously, but I think if anyone does have the opportunity to do it, 2 schools are going to be Indiana and then Virginia that would have the opportunity to get him away from Lexington. So getting him on campus, I think, is obviously big. Then moving forward, depending on how long his recruitment actually lasts, it would be getting him back on campus for an official visit as well. But they're taking all the right steps with him, top 40 guard in the country, to actually make that a realistic option. And then for Gabe Cupps, more of an underrated point guard, really more of a pass first, floor general type, not a huge scorer, can have some scoring outbursts, but he's one of those guys that you would get in your class and then build around with a lot of different scorers and playmakers as well on the wings and in the front court. Really good at running a team. He's not ranked right now, but he's one of these guys come the high school season will be someone who really jumps out and already has multiple Big Ten offers, multiple Power 5 offers. It's just about getting out there, and he does play with Reed Shepherd. So a lot of the coaches who are going to those games are seeing Reed Shepherd first and then seeing Gabe Cupps. So it's a little bit of playing in Shepherd's shadow, but he's still an talented player in that 2023 class. Indiana will have a legit shot at landing when it's all said and done.
The names that dominate the recruiting scene when we talk about it: Jalen Hood-Schifino, Brice Sensabaugh, Noah Clowney, Alex Caravan, even Malik Moreno. Where are Indiana with these guys?
Yeah, the top three on that list, definitely what would be the guys like Hood-Schifino. He's definitely the top target for Indiana. They showed that in the last two live recruiting events where they sent 3 coaches to one of his games, 3 coaches to another one of his games, and then they sent the entire staff to what ended up being the last game that he played down at Peach Jam. So they put him above anyone, just like they should. They need a dynamic playmaker in the backcourt for this class, and he's that guy for them. Then you kind of move down the line, Brice Sensabaugh, who's going to drop his top 8 later on this afternoon. He's another guy who kind of exploded over the past month. He missed all of last season to a knee injury, so he was kind of unknown coming into this summer, and had one of the better Peach Jams out of anyone over those 2 weeks. I would expect Indiana to be in that list, and I would expect Indiana to eventually get a visit come this fall or spring. This is not going to be one that's going to end anytime soon. I see this one going more towards the April time than the November timeline. And then, Alex Caravan's another name that Indiana fans should know about. He was kind of on the radar and was one of those guys that was kind of at the top of the list with the previous staff. Once Mike Roberts and Archie Miller left, that kind of relationship did fizzle out, but Mike Woodson, Dane Fife, and Coach Hunter have all reasserted themselves into his recruitment and have been putting on the pressure to at least get a visit from him. He took a couple visits this summer, but this is another one that's probably going to stretch at least until the winter, if not the spring as well.
And talking to those names, the reason I bring it up, one of those is Brice Sensabaugh from Mount Verdi, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, Brice Sensabaugh is from Lake Highlands, still in Florida. Renee is the Montverde forward who plays with Hood-Schifino. He's the most recent offer. They offered him down at Peach Jam probably about 2 weeks ago.